This is Carlos Cousins, and the following U.S. and World Literature passage question is asking us for the definition of the word scrupulous in context. They're telling us it's in line 16, so let's go ahead and head over there. Whoops, this should say 15 and this should say 10, just if you're following along. So let's begin after the semicolon. Well did I know it, for they were the only moments in my life on which I concentrated such a scrupulous, undistracted attention, and yet I couldn't discover in them one atom of pleasure. So we've got scrupulous, comma, undistracted. That should be a big hint. Anytime you have a vocab word and then a comma for the same word, these tend to not contradict each other. They're not going to be necessarily the same, but they can't contradict each other. They could be the same. So that's something to keep in mind. Could it have been rigorous? That could be one definition. If you're looking at what that moment is like very closely to try to see whether or not you find some pleasure in it, and then you can't find pleasure in it, rigorous would be a good guess. Passionate, totally. If you're very passionate about concentrating on that moment, um, and the passionate search still doesn't yield one atom of pleasure, that might still make sense. Pleasurable, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with this. So the fact that the process itself would be pleasurable has nothing to do with the process of figuring out what your moment, what the moment you're going through is pleasurable, has nothing to say necessarily about the moment. Same thing with melancholic, which means sad. Even if the process is sad, that doesn't necessarily say that what you'll find about the moment that you're going through is that that moment is sad as well. And also, yet makes it seem as though um, it had to contrast with it, right? So that wouldn't make any sense. Now, between rigorous and passionate, the word scrupulous actually means something that you do in order to avoid making a mistake, or something that you do very thoroughly. And if you think of the word thorough, rigorous gets a lot more close to the actual definition of the word than passionate does, though passionate could have worked there grammatically. I hope that helped with this problem, and happy prepping.